Rahubat, everybody. My name is Aakartat Sawat M. Nabat, which means lioness voice of gold. And I am a Hat recording studio artist. And this is the behind the scenes of the music video Afkur.
Follow us. We got a place just for you. It's a life-changing course.
Right, don't get up yet.
Yeah, you gotta get
Well, basically, the concept of the video is to think. And our doctrine, our way of life, teaches us to be able to think about things before we speak and before we do things. There are different scenarios where you would see in the video where we're opening a patadak, which is our way, our truth, and that helps us to think and be able to see things more clearly. So when you're able to see things more clearly, you can think more clearly and make better decisions.
My name is Khafre Sabak Mhuni. I am the producer of the song Afkur. Well, first I'd like to say that all of the music, the lyrics, and the video itself was all inspired by Panabab Yanun, also known musically as Dr. York. Afkur was a track that we wanted to create something upbeat, something natural, something fun. The song itself has a message, so we wanted to make sure that the music actually reflected the message, but still having a good time doing it. So it kind of helped out a lot because the way that I came across the music is I realized, of course, that Aakartat has Caribbean roots, has roots from the islands. You know, mother is from Jamaica, her father is from Trinidad. So it made it easy for me to want to do, you know, a song that had some Caribbean flavor to it, but still it tied in with our culture and how we do things as Nuwaupians. So from that, we went ahead and created, you know, the music, which is Afkur.
Well, I can't really say that there was an initial point in time that inspired me to start doing music. It kind of just came naturally. You know, I started off as a rapper. A lot of people don't really know that, but I started off rapping and doing poetry. So it kind of transitioned into, you know, eventually singing background for other artists. And then the more I did it, the better I got at it. And I was like, okay, all right, it's pretty good. I'm not that bad. So now that I have the opportunity to be a Nuwaupian artist, it's like kind of a dream come true for me, because not only do I have the opportunity to do what I love, which is do music and sing, I also am able to be a role model and portray our culture. What better way to show our culture to the world than by way of the universal language, which is music? And I love to sing, and I love being Nuwaupian. I'm proud of who I am. So how can I go wrong?
Rahubat, my name is Tahotimus, and I am the producer and director of the music video Afkur.
Follow us. We got a place just for you. It's a life-changing course.
Right, don't get up yet. Well, since I was a child, I always liked to break things apart. I was always very technical. When I went into the university, I came across the film program, and that was it. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be creative, work with film. I wanted to know how everything was done. And now I see the importance of being a filmmaker, because you can tell stories through visual images and sound, and it's interesting how a music video can really, change people's life. It can also educate you and also entertain you. When Aakartat and Caffrey reached out to me, I was so honored because they told me that, Pops or Panabella Noon asked for the music video to be done, and he already knew that I was doing, the language classes and the updates here at the Grand Para in Brooklyn, and I was really honored to be a part of the music video. Once they sent me the lyrics, I just started writing. Basically, because I'm a filmmaker, I see everything in stories. I knew that we had to do performances, but the storyline was what really, I felt so good about it, because just to think you can make, any scenes, anything that can really support the song. 'Cause that's what a music video is for. You're trying to interpret what the lyrics are, so people can hear it, but when they see it, they can put it together with a storyline. Once I wrote the concept, they got back to me and they told me, well, we like it, but we would like to add this. And when I deal with, artists and clients, I always tell them that this is a collaboration, meaning it's not only me. I want to know when you were writing it or when you were singing it, what did you come through? What's in your mind? What do you want to add? And that's what I saw both Caffrey and Aakartat saying, oh, we want to do this scene. I think this scene will support. And I was just going with the flow, and I said, yeah, we can do it. Let's do it. So the concept was, really simple, because the song is so simple, things that you are supposed to do, just to think before you do anything, because there can be consequences. And we just put a storyline together, and it was beautiful.
One of the challenges that actually me and the dancers came across, we were outside at one point doing our dance routine, and it was so cold. It was so cold outside. So we had to try to sit there and pump ourselves up, stay excited, and, try to get the whole routine down while being, was it like 20-something degrees outside or 30-something degrees? It was cold. And we had to just try to get it out the way as quick as we could, without messing up, being frozen.
As far as the mixing the track Afkur, it wasn't really hard to do. It's easy when you work with an artist like Aakartat, because she can take the lyrics and pretty much create a melody for them, and she puts it to the music, and she really makes my job easier. And and that's dealing with really pretty much the whole album. She's very talented at that. And so when it comes to mixing, I just do what a basic mixer and a person that masters does. It's just I just create the track and she does the rest.
One of the major challenges that we had when we were shooting at the Parar, we had a short in the Parar. We didn't know what it was. We were shooting a scene, and next thing the lights went out. We didn't know what it was. We called an electrician. We trying to deal. We plug a line here, and then we saw sparks happening. So we come to find out that when we move a light to shoot another scene, we left the cable on top of the light, and the light the heat burned to the cable, and that's why it was causing a short. And that was a big challenge. We were able to finish the scene, but that was something that we didn't know what was happening. But we got it done. We got through it.
The video was definitely what I expected. I think they did a very good job editing the video to be able to portray the message that we were trying to get across with each of the scenes. And that was what's more, most important about the video. It's not just the music and the dancing and the fun. It's also about the message that we're trying to get across to people. You got to think before you do anything. And I feel that the way that everything was laid out, the scenes in the video, the different way that people learned, through Patadak, our way, our truth, and that message was most important. So it was definitely what I expected.
I think it came out to be more than what I expected. And I really believe the reason why is because you could have a plan of how you want something to go. But when you kind of put that plan to action and put all the different pieces and the elements that's needed for it to happen, it kind of grows into something that you yourself might not even expect it. And I think that's what happened with Afkur. You know, we had planned it one way, and then, you know, with the interaction of everybody, you know, doing different things, you know, it kind of grew its own legs and became itself. And I really think it was more than what we expected. And I just think that's a great example of what happens when everybody comes together and, you know, with love and unity.
Actually, it was more than what I was expecting, especially the dance routine. Dance routine is probably the best scene that being at the party is so big. And I remember Carver telling me, we want to have dancers, we want to have drummers. And I was thinking, this place is so big, how are we going to feed so many people? I mean, I had no doubt about it, but having people just the way that he described it, you know, in a circle and the dancers, everything just worked out. It worked out perfectly. All the storylines looked phenomenal too. Everyone did a great job. Some people didn't want to do it at the beginning, but then they came through. Okay, what do I need to do? So, you know, that was really good. Like, you know, everything, every scene about the fighting, about smoking and drinking. When people look at it, they're gonna be amazed. They're gonna be really happy that we put this video together.
Well, I think there's one important message that the whole world should really know, that this is the first wu-nuwaupu video ever. Meaning, this is the first video that's ever been put out with the full wu-nuwaupu language. And it is so important that the world starts to understand wu-nuwaupu, because wu-nuwaupu is the language for everyone to learn. And we are proud to say that we finally put it in a form that everyone could really listen to. You might not understand the words right away, but you'll sing along with it. And of course, if you go to our website, wu-nuwaupu.com, you know, it'll give you all the information of how to actually study the language. But the song encourages people to want to study the language, or should encourage people to want to study the language, or at least find out, wow, what is that language? I never heard that before. You know, where does it come from? And it sparks conversation that's definitely necessary for this day and time, for people to know about the true first original language. So that's the message that I feel that everyone should know. That's why this is such a big deal. It's because it is our job as Nuwaupians to make sure that we spread our language. That's pretty much all I can really say. I just think that's the message that the world should really know.
Just watch the video and learn from the video, even though it's in a language that was taken from us, we're trying to bring it back. You know, a lot of people talk about, you know, reparation and going back to Africa and doing this. But remember that first they took our language and they took our culture, and now we're presenting the culture and the language back. You know, the same way that, you know, people speak French and English and Spanish, and then you can communicate if you go to other places. If we speak one language, you know, Napatan, Nuwaupu, you know, this is a way that, you know, we can come together and speak one language and, you know, learn from it. You know, it's a beautiful language, and it's, you know, one of its kind. And there's gonna be many artists, there's gonna be many more projects that the nation is gonna bring out for the whole world to know and to learn.
My main message that I would say is most important out of everything is just like the title of the song, is to think. You know, every day we wake up and we go about our lives and we do things, sometimes not necessarily thinking, because we're so used to doing the same things, having the same routines, you know, going to work, taking care of the children, you know, doing all of these things, interacting with people on a regular basis. And I feel that if we just took time to think about things before we did it, you know, before we drink that or before we eat that or before we, you know, go into a situation where we may not necessarily know the outcome, then it would make a big difference in, you know, the things that come out of those decisions that we make. So if we think, then our lives will definitely be better.